What's your name? ¿Cómo te llamas?
Karen.
Karen?
Yep.
Federico Peña. How are you? Corky, how are you? I like your hat, man.
Good, how you doing? Good to see you. How are things? Yeah. Good. Good, that's good.
Colorado weather has been interesting, but everything is
It's been very interesting. I mean, I'm taking like some time off next week. It might take me a whole time to get my break.
good to see you. I know, because the kids don't do it.
No.
Listen, when did I become an old person? Like, I literally have become my grandparents, but I'm like, kids these days,
And it is this tall in the back. I mean, it's tall.
Take a picture of your office. I don't know if you're running.
you get a lab like mine, just run circles around the yard.
You remember my
Well, that's why I got rid of it. My daughter had the dog.
How are you? Good.
You
You did with me, and I wrote you my sad note. It is a beautiful picture.
You're a dog leader. Now I know. I feel some kind of way about it.
Yeah, exactly.
How y'all doing?
Don't say that too loud.
Yeah, thanks for. I love when you were setting up, getting busy. Hey, how are you doing?
We're all ready to go.
All right, we ready to rock? Morning. Congratulations. Thanks so much. I am feeling good. Oh, sorry. You still got the. You did. You still. Yeah. We were at Central Park 5 nights ago. All this stuff. We were going to go.
No, I find it weird. Okay.
We were trying to.
Okay.
Definitely. You will, yeah.
There's a thing you can do.
That's what I always say. I always say
My
that.
big task is getting today.
I do the
Yeah,
same
exactly.
thing.
Exactly. Creators who want to charge like $80. Yeah. Oh my God, it's crazy. Like I'm doing we buy a whole bunch of them, bring them to one of these shops, and then sell them for $100. Exactly.
I do.
Don't do that.
So we were talking about this. Yeah, I'll figure that out.
I think the reason to your victory, right, is that you shop
You all call them best friends.
like I said, nobody wants to do like sweaty and yoga pants. He doesn't wear yoga pants. That would have been.
That is so true, right? Good. It's really great.
Do you even do yoga?
Rocking and roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tried it once and I was
Right, like, do we want to see them?
No.
Yeah, exactly.
I did Greek special.
I'm just kidding. It's all about the gear. It's all about the gear.
Have a
Well, there's a gay cheerleading, adult cheerleading squad. So that was a cheerleading. So cheer in Colorado, they get involved. They like support charities. But all over. And I was like, yeah, y'all are still a little more flexible than I am at this age. Like, I see what y'all are doing. I don't. I'll take the outfit and the pom pom.
Yeah, exactly.
But like, we're not doing that anymore.
Okay, you ready for this? Great.
Hero. Spinach dip sandwich. What's that called? Like a putter.
All right. Ready, y'all? Yeah, we're ready. Where do you want us? There's a very large microphone you all have for us here. So.
Yeah.
That's my sense too.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. All right, come on up.
Jeez.
This is like a giant, it's like a giant cat right here next to me. Yeah, come on over, Jake. Oh, have you?
Right when we go on the second. Yeah.
All right.
It'll be all right. We'll make it work.
Yeah. Great. All right, ready? Well, thank you all so much for being here. Delighted to join you today for a momentous announcement, which is we are here today to announce the leadership of our transition and of our inauguration. And so very excited to introduce you to some of the most incredible community leaders that you probably know already, but to be able to join forces with them on our plan to build a vibrant Denver. So we are calling this transition Vibrant Denver. We'll be focused on how we can make sure we get to listen to community leaders all across the city on what they think is working right now about their government, what isn't working about their government, and what they want to see done differently and better. And so we will today announce our co-chairs of our transition. We'll announce the chairs of the inauguration. We'll announce the executive director of the transition. I'll introduce you to them in just a minute. But I'll say what we know is we want to make sure that this is a city that hears everybody, that represents everybody, and that includes everybody. And that will be the focus of this transition. We will announce today, in addition to these co-chairs, we will have 28 different committees of our transition. Those will include all of the existing departments and agencies that we want to be able to get a deep look at what's working and what's not. It also includes the addition of some new committees that we think are major issues facing the city that we want to make sure and get feedback from residents around. Those will include a couple of things. Obviously a focus on homelessness. We'll have a special committee dedicated to that. One dedicated to migrants who are arriving to the city and how we're going to support that transition. And one focused on our partnership with Denver Public Schools. What we're going to do around education and our collaboration long-term between the city and the school district. Those will be our largest three. We'll have additional committees we're going to launch focused on mental health, on employee voice, making sure we have an opportunity to listen to and hear the feedback of employees across our 11,000 person employee base, not just on the transition, but as an ongoing structure. We'll have a committee focused on labor relations across the city, and we will launch one focused on community well-being and neighborhood safety, how we think about all the work that goes into making communities safe, in addition to and separate from the work of public safety. So those will be additional committees we're excited to launch today. We have 5 values we've laid out that we think will be central to this transition, and I'll use those to frame the amazing individuals you'll see that are up here today. Those values of the transition will include 1, transparency. How do we make sure that we as a transition and we as a government are transparent and open, people know what's happening, why it's happening, where resources are going and why they're going there. The second is innovation. We want to make sure that we are building a city that is innovative, that is looking for new and more effective and more efficient ways to solve problems, not assuming that the way things have always been done are the ways they have to be done going forward. The third is collaboration. We want to make sure that our values that we are working in partnership as a city with all of the entities, nonprofits, philanthropy, community groups, foundations, private sector partners, elected leaders, to make sure we have a collaborative city. And equity is a major focus of our work, to make sure that those communities that have been historically excluded have a voice, are present, are leading both how we think about the services that they receive and the city that we build. And the last one is transformation. How we make sure that we're not just rearranging decks, chairs on the decks of the Titanic. How are we actually make sure you are fundamentally changing the way that the city operates so that we're delivering the best quality services to everybody. For those of you that were paying attention on your bingo card at home, there is a nice mnemonic for that, which is, that is the ticket. TICET is transparency, innovation, collaboration, equity, transformation. Those are the values you'll see associated with the transition. I know, I'm a dork like that. Mnemonic devices are helpful as an educator. And even more helpful is you will see those values represented by the people we brought on to help lead this effort. And so first, delighted to introduce you to who will be the executive director of our transition, which is Amy Desai. Amy Desai, delighted to have on. Amy has spent her career serving and supporting historically excluded communities, both as an educator, as an entrepreneur, as a foundation leader, as an expert at really bringing together diverse voices at the table to make sure everyone is heard and we get the best possible outcome of those of that synthesis. We've checked, we believe she will be the first woman of color ever to lead a mayoral transition as the executive director of the transition. You all can fact check that if we're wrong, but we went back about 50 years and couldn't find a counterpoint. So unless someone in the 1920s was much more progressive than we thought, we think that'll be a first. And really, I think it's going to be a fabulous opportunity to make sure she leads this organization to deliver the outcomes that we have. There's a distinguished group of chairs that we have here today that I want to talk a little bit about. First are, and I think I'm going to talk about them in the context of the values I just mentioned, which is the first is transparency. Delighted to have Greg Moore join as one of the co-chairs of our transition. Greg, as you all know, was the editor-in-chief of the Denver Post, as well as the Boston Globe, has probably more Pulitzers in his wardrobe than certainly the Broncos have Super Bowl trophies. But is someone who has led, I think, on the side of media, making sure that government and the city is transparent, is open, is communicating clearly with all of the members of our community, and so really grateful to have him join. When we talk about innovation, delighted to have Makisha Booth join, who, as many of you may know, is the founder and visionary behind SistaBiz, which is, I think, one of the country's foremost incubators to help black women start and launch businesses. She's been an innovator throughout her career, both in the public sector, as a startup leader, as a community and civic activist, but really someone who has looked at very hard problems and found innovative ways to solve them and bring creative solutions both to her community and we think to the whole city. So delighted to have Makisha Booth join. Our missing Beatle today is Courtney Garrett, who is the leader of the Downtown Denver Partnership. I think we really thought of her in the spirit of collaboration. She is working hard to make sure businesses all across the downtown area are collaborating to deliver results for the city, and is working very closely with elected officials, with nonprofits, with community members to make sure those interests are aligned. And so we're delighted to have her join us. She's in Vancouver today, leading the Downtown Denver Partnership Expo, but she is excited to be on board. There's maybe no more strong or more effective voice for equity in this city and this state than Julie Gonzalez. Many of you who probably know for her career of work, I got to work with her long before she was a state senator on issues of supporting young people who are undocumented as an activist, but both on issues of criminal justice reform, on social justice, on immigration, on equity, around access to reproductive care. She has been a real champion on making sure every community in this city is heard, and really delighted to have her join as a co-chair of the transition. And then last but certainly not least, the man that needs no introduction is Mayor Pena, who I think embodies this concept of transformation. When he took over and led the city, he was dreaming no small dreams. He was actually thinking about how could you bring this into being a world-class city, and everything from the construction of the airport to of Lodo to of the convention center to the Colorado Rockies, but also in his leadership in 2 roles in the cabinet of President Clinton and in helping lead transitions both at the city level and at the presidential level, knows what it takes to build an incredible team of leaders who can deliver transformational results. So delighted to have them. Also very excited to announce today the chair of our inauguration, who will be Leslie Herod, who needs no introduction in this group. And I think Leslie, in addition to all of her tremendous leadership, both as a community activist, as a state leader, and as a representative, has also, I think, been an amazing catalyst and leader of this idea of a vibrant Denver, activating the creatives and the artists and the visionaries who build the parts of the city that we love the most. And she is going to build something incredible for us to be able to celebrate the spirit of what Denver is and what Denver can become. So that is the amazing team of rock stars that we have assembled today. I am going to stop and hand it over to a couple of them to speak a little bit about their role and their work, and I have the honor of introducing the person I just introduced, who is so incredible, which I don't introduce again, the amazing Senator Julie Gonzalez. So Julie, I'll give it to you. Yes.
Buenos dias, everybody. Thank y'all for being here. Congratulations, Mayor-elect Johnston. It's really exciting to announce this transition plan, this crew of amazing rock stars here in the North Side, here at Cesar Chavez Park, because there's so many folks who have done incredible organizing work over the years, and I think through this new era for Denver, we have a real opportunity to continue to build a bold and vibrant and thriving city. My name is Julie Gonzalez. I am a state senator representing Northwest and downtown Denver. And I'm so glad to be here alongside Mike Johnston as he announces his transition team to begin the work of building this more inclusive and more prosperous and more vibrant city of Denver. One reason that I'm optimistic for our future are the values and the ways in which Mike has really championed inclusion and equity in our city. Yeah, we've got a lot of work to do. Ending street homelessness in 4 years, taking real action to make housing more affordable, treating all people in our city with dignity and respect. Those have always been the values that Denver has championed via organizing and via this incredible and diverse community. But now we begin with this new phase with new energy and new determination. Mike's committed to ensuring that this new administration will reflect the richness of Denver by bringing together voices from every community and folks from every background. And he'll ensure that Denver government both serves and reflects the people of this great city. Like I said, we have a lot of work to do. It's not going to be easy. And as with all progress, look, I'm not going to say that that it's going to be perfect. There will be obstacles in our path. But working with this new mayor, with our new mayor, I know that we can forge a future that is not defined by those constraints of the past. We can be imaginative, we can be creative, and together we can build a future that is guided by our boundless potential. Yeah, I am so excited to work alongside Mike and his crew as we take on these challenges, and I cannot wait for what's next as we work together. At this point, I'd like to now turn it over to my colleague in the legislature, Representative Leslie Herod.
Well, good morning, everyone. It is good to be here with you on this beautiful day in Denver to celebrate our next mayor, Mayor Mike Johnston. As the chair of the mayoral inauguration, I'm proud to be here. Throughout the campaign, Mike spoke about beliefs that define our city, about a Denver where every single neighborhood can thrive, a Denver where every child can find their passion, a Denver where a small business owner can afford to chase their dreams. Now, Mike is bringing those same values to the administration. He knows that when we foster innovation and creativity, we can create new opportunities in every single corner of this city. We can attract entrepreneurs who will build the innovations of tomorrow. We can support the artists who challenge convention and strengthen our community. Denver's vibrant culture will be on vivid display during the inauguration. We will feature artists and voices from across the city and from every background, because Denver is a vibe. That's because Mike recognizes that there is strength in our differences, in our unique perspectives, and in the new individual experiences that define each and every one of us. When we draw on these strengths, we create a city strong enough to inspire, but also to uplift all of our people. It is truly exciting to be a part of this new vision for what Denver can become. And now I'm excited to welcome and introduce someone who needs no introduction, someone who not only imagined a great city, but built one. In fact, announcing his campaign on the year of my birth. And still fighting to ensure that that great city is not only imagined, but is the one that we live in today. Mayor Federico Pena.
Thank you very much, Leslie, I think. Well, I have been introduced in many ways, but never like that, but thank you very much, Leslie. It puts it all in perspective, doesn't it? Officially, I am still alive. Just because there's a road named after me, that doesn't mean I'm deceased. Thank you very much. Good morning, everybody. When I first met this gentleman, many years ago when he was a state senator, I was immediately struck with a couple of things. Number one, his intellect. Number two, his energy, his enthusiasm, and a belief that there was no problem that was too difficult to overcome. That sense of determination was what struck me right away when I met Mike Johnston. You saw that during the campaign, with his energy, with his ideas, his enthusiasm, and his willingness to propose bold ideas that some people may have thought were too imaginative. But it's important to have hope. It's important to have great ideas and to aim high. This city has always aimed high. And we're now proposed and ready to do that again. As you can see from today's announcement, just 2 days after the election, when he was exhausted, after a vibrant campaign, he immediately put together this extraordinary group. Right away, he didn't wait. Look at their diversity, but more importantly, look at their talents. Look at their backgrounds. And that's precisely the kind of transition team you need that reflects all of the ideas and talent of the city to move our city forward, because Mike Johnston understands that no one person can do it alone. I did not do it alone. I had lots of people who helped me, and Mike is doing the same thing. His strategies, and you've heard them, are going to bring transformational change to Denver. What does that mean? That's not a throwaway line. That's bold ideas in dealing with homeless. Bold ideas in dealing with transportation and traffic congestion. Bold ideas to deal with the ozone problem that we have in this city. Re-establishing our neighborhoods. Dealing with crime. All the issues that were talked about earlier. We need bold ideas because other cities have tried and failed. How many cities have tried to deal with homelessness and have failed? Those old ideas don't work. We need new ideas. And that's what this man brings to our city. And that's why I'm backing him. And I'm asking the people of Denver to get behind him. You're going to see in a few days or so the announcement of all these committees with all these people. We're going to see hundreds of people from all over the city participating with us as a transition committee, because we want their ideas, their talent, their skills, their energy, because people want to participate. People have been longing to participate in government. He's going to open the doors. He's saying, welcome. Come in, bring me your best ideas. We need everyone's background and talent and skills. That's what's going to make this city move forward. Mike's the kind of person who understands, and it's been alluded to earlier, that you can't bring bold change unless you include every walk of life. Labor, the business community, environmentalists, neighborhood activists, every community in Denver. He will bring them all along because he understands you can't build a great city just with physical stuff. Yeah, the airport's important. Convention center's important. What's most important is people. Are people going to grow? Are they going to prosper? Are they going to feel alive and energized again and hopeful? That's what Mike understands. He's always brought that kind of value to whatever he does. So why don't I conclude with this very brief comment? And Mike alluded to it earlier. Most of you know me because of my role as mayor and my work in Washington, but what you may not know is I was part of the transition team for President Clinton. I actually chaired the Transportation Transition Committee we had to recruit 60 people from all over the country and go into the department and present a blueprint for the new Secretary of Transportation, who was not supposed to be me, by the way. That's another story. And when President Obama was elected, he asked me to be part of this transition. So I have seen firsthand the challenges, the complexity, but the opportunity of transition teams at the highest level. And these members here, these members of the committee, have also had similar experiences in the legislature, in the private sector, whatever it is. We're bringing all of those skills and talents together to make sure this transition works for the people of Denver. So I'm very excited to be part of this group. Look forward to getting this work done. I want to thank the people of Denver. I want to thank the people of Denver for having confidence in this young man, for taking a chance, like you took a chance on me, because I had no city experience. But you believed in imagining a great city, and you believe in Mike's vision of making Denver the best city in America as part of his campaign. So I want to thank all of you for being here today. Thank all the fellow committee members. I only have one thing to say. Let's get to work. Thank you very much.
Let's see, maybe we'll do one photo here for all of us. And then actually, I'm learning from the master here. I realized as he was speaking, I did forget to mention something critically important, which is today we will launch our website that is open for the Vibrant Denver transition. And we will open it to everyone in the community who wants to join any one of these transition committees. You can come right onto the site. You can look at the committees. You can submit a form if you want to be included. We would love to have people apply. We will in the next week take all those applications, take all that feedback, and prepare to announce co-chairs and committee members by next week so we can get to work. So just so everyone knows, the portal is open, the website is out. We will be pushing it out, but we would love everyone from all walks of life in Denver who wants to be part of the transition to come join us. So we'll do a photo here, and then any individual committee members are around for questions or follow-up people may have. But let's do a team photo. Okay. All right, come on up. In here for taking the time, and we are available if people have follow-up questions. If not, we're going to get to work. Good job.
Great work. We'll still meet though, right? We're going to still meet.
So maybe we're going to do like 5 minutes or whatever. That'd be great. Okay, first official meeting. All right. Cindy, how are you? Great to see you.
AMI? Yes. So, executive director. It would be nice to 7 years to be trying to start our own company. Sometimes I've worked with my